Hello everybody, welcome along. Alright, now I'm doing a bit of a weird angle here for a reason, but I've got a nice piece of magic for you here. No cards involved in this particular one, but once you know this formula, then you'll be able to have a piece of magic that you can do anywhere, at any time, and it's nice and simple, and it's fun. Brilliant, let's be miraculous. Have a watch of this. Yay! Okay, so this one I call Numbersome. Okay, so what you just need is you need a couple of bits of paper, and one is the bit of paper with the prediction in there. Well, not so much a prediction, it's your number. Okay, so it's not a prediction, it's your number. So you've written down a number between 1 and 9. Okay, so I've done that already. Okay, and then you're going to get your audience member to write down a number between 1 and 9. So let's say they go for, what can we have them go for? Let's go for, I don't know, 6. How about 6? 6. Okay. You have to excuse the angle here because I'm trying to shoot this and do this all at the same time. All you're going to need is you need a calculator. Unless you're very good with numbers, which I am not. So you can have a calculator which you can do this on, okay? I'm going to show you exactly what's going on here. So you, as the magician, wouldn't see this number. They can write down any number between 1 and 9, and they're going to turn it over. It just so happens that we know it's 6. So they'll turn that over there, so you can't see that. They can't see your number, and you can't see their number. Okay, you're going to ask them to do all the maths. You're just going to tell them the formula. Okay, but just for this, we can see the formula that they're going to do, because I'm going to point this out for you while I'm calculating it out. All right, so follow this nice simple formula. Okay, I'll give you the formula in just a moment, but let's see this in working. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to ask them to take their number and times that by 2. Okay, so obviously 6, let's do that. So that's 6 times 2 equals 12, of course. Okay, so that's by 12, right? And then, okay, we're going to ask them to take that number, which is, of course, 12, and then we're going to ask them to add 2. Okay, so here we go. So just add 2. And, of course, that's 14, as we know. Okay, so 14. So now we are going to ask them to times that by 5. Okay, so that's 14 times 5. Okay, so that is 14 times 5. Okay, and that comes to 70. I'm sure you're following this already. This is what they were doing. You wouldn't be watching this, of course. You'd just be telling them that little bit of command. Now, there's a little bit here, okay? So we're going to ask them to take 70, okay? And we're going to ask them to take away, in this case, 6. I'll tell you why this is in just a moment, okay? So 70 take away 6 equals 64. Okay, so then you're showing that on the calculator, 64. And then, of course, you can bring out their number, 6, and you put that at the front, and then you bring out your number, and the number that you wrote down was the number 4, which, of course, 64 and 64. How about that? That's Numbersome. Okay, so how did that happen? Well, let's use the exact scenario here. Okay, so all you have to remember as the magician, okay, maybe you can have just written down on a little paper, or if you can remember this without a piece of paper, it's even more magical, of course. But the only really bits you need to remember here is this bit here. Okay, so remember that bit there. Times 2 plus 2 times 5. Now this bit, this depends on what number that you pick. Between 1 and 10. Now I picked 4. Okay, so in order to get that number, all I needed to do in my head was just go 10 take away 4. So it's 10 take away the number. 10 take away the number, of course, equals 6 in my head. And that's why that 6 is on there. Okay. So that makes that. Okay. Now you can pause this if you wish, but let me give you this as well. I've kind of written this out the simplest way I possibly can, okay, for this little formula. So what you do is you take their number. So remember their number in our little example there was 6. And then we times that by 2, okay, which made our 12. And then we added 2, so that made our 14, okay. And then we times that by 5, and that made our 70. And then remember this little formula here, minus your number minus whatever it is. So 10 minus, in my case, it was 4. So that gave me 6. So that would be 70 minus 6. And that brought us to that number just there, 64. Okay? So I know that this one's a little bit complicated. I was trying my hardest to come up with the best way to show you this simple formula. So for those of you who just want to get this bit, so let's do it one more time, okay? So it's their number times 2 plus 2 times 5 and then minus 10 take away your number, which in my little example was 6. So it's 10 take away 4. So that would have been 6. Okay? So that's the entire formula for doing this little performance. I shot it a little bit awkwardly, but I'm trying to get this as simple as I possibly can. So I'm just going to leave that there for you. Hopefully you enjoyed this nice little piece of magic, and I know that right now I'm coming up with a lot of stuff with cards, but there is so much you can do with cards, and if you're learning with cards, I'm presuming you've probably got some cards if you're interested in magic anyway. So a lot of attention goes on there, but I am trying to find some little bits here which I know that you can get your hands on, which are nice and simple for you to do. Okay, so that's Numbersome. Remember that formula and you will have a piece of magic no matter where you are and what you've got. All you need is you, a bit of paper, and just do that maths, maybe with a little bit of a calculator, unless you're really good at math. Okay, there you go. That's Numbersome. Hope you enjoyed it. Be miraculous. Bye!